Hey guys, back with another video, and today I want to talk about maybe a forgotten, but someone who, I feel like had the chance to, but never delivered. He had a chance to get into F1 because he had the money, he had all the resources to, but he wasn't able to deliver to get that chance. I'm talking about forgotten F2 driver. GP2, F2 driver. If you didn't know, Galael, Indonesian driver, and you might not know him because probably a lot of people don't, because he is definitely not a remembered person. And when I say that, it's not in a good way, because he didn't really do a great job in F2 or F3 when he was in there. So I want to talk about what happened to Galael, because ever since he left F2 in 2020, he probably wouldn't have left F2, because if he probably wouldn't have left F2 if it weren't for getting a broken back or something. He got a big accident in Spain, so he probably wouldn't have left F2 maybe in 2020 if he didn't get the injury. So yeah, but I think he's actually doing well outside of F2, because 2021-22, he's done very well. But let's go over his career. So I want to start off with the karting series. So he's currently also 25, so he still has a lot of time. In karting, his best result was third in the Asian Karting Open Championship, competing in the CIK FIA European Championship in 2011, finished 7th. So they're very good. And that was also in 2011 when he finished third. 2010, it was his first racing. He finished 19th in the CIK FIA Asia Pacific Championship, and 26th in the Bridgestone Cup European Final. 2012, he finished 43rd in the CIK FIA World Karting Championship, and also finished 70th in the WSK Master Series, also 82nd again in the WSK Euro Series. So not great. And then he didn't really he competed in the WSK Euro Series in 2011 as well, finishing 49th. But also another high finish was in the Trofeo Grifone, where he finished 4th. So yeah, and he also does have a financial backing. His dad, who was a former rally driver, so before actually Sean was born, his dad was a good rally driver who did very well. He was actually pretty good. Had some very good results. So that's pretty good. At least his dad knows a bit about this. It's not like Lawrence Stroll, who doesn't really know about it. I'll stop talking. But yeah, his name is Muhammad Sean Ricardo Galael. He's 25. Was born in Jakarta, Indonesia. So now in 2012 he got promoted to racing cars, and his first one was the Formula Pilota China series, where he finished 4th, 18 races, got a win. To be fair, he did get a win, got a pole position at the Ordos International Circuit, and he was also really good friends with former F1 driver Antonio Giovinazzi. While Giovinazzi won the title, did very well, he won the title by 50 points. Sean finished in 4th, did pretty well. It was the only races were in Japan, in Malaysia, and were in China. And he finished 4th, got a win at Sepang. But Giovinazzi did a lot better. A lot better. I said weather. So yeah. That would be his only really racing series. He competed in the Formula Abarth series in 2012, but only racing 3 races. So wasn't really a lot to talk about in that series. But then in 2013 he moved over to the F3 Championship. He competed 30 races there. It was a 30-race season, and he did not great. He did pretty. I have 36 drivers that were in the championship. A lot of didn't go. A lot of people ahead of him actually didn't even race the full season. He finished 28th, with the highest position being 14th at the opening race at Monza. So it was really bad. It was terrible. It was probably even worse than terrible. It couldn't have gone really worse. It couldn't have gone really worse. Like, and he was at Double R Racing. His teammates were Giovinazzi and Calderon, Tatiana Calderon. And Calderon did actually do worse. She finished 32nd. Giovinazzi finished 17th with 31 points. Calderon finished 32nd with 0, and then Sean Galael finished 28th with 0. So just showing Giovinazzi was a lot better driver, and actually Giovinazzi got a lot of backing from the Sean Galael family, which is why he was able to get into F1 actually. So if it weren't for Sean Galael, we might not have seen Giovinazzi in F1. He also competed in the British Formula 3 Championship, finished 8th, so not bad. Giovinazzi finished 2nd. He finished 8th. He got a few podiums at Silverstone and Spa, but wasn't able to do as well as maybe as well as he wanted to, because Jordan King won the title. Giovinazzi finished 2nd. So 2014 he would stay in F3 with Carlin this time. He was at Double R Racing. The season before, his teammates would be Giovinazzi and Tom Blomqvist. And this season, it was a bit better. He finished 18th. He got his highest finish being 6th at the Norris Ring. Got 25 points, not bad. Blomqvist though, he finished 2nd. And this grid had a lot of really good drivers. Giovinazzi finished 6th, and Tom Blomqvist finished 2nd. But this grid was stacked. Esteban Ocon won the title. Verstappen finished 3rd in his first ever outing. Giovinazzi already at, like I said, Nicholas Latifi, Ed Jones, some other good drivers, Jake Dennis, Antonio Fuoco, Tom Blomqvist, like I already said, Luke's Hour, those were some pretty good drivers. Katia Calderon as well, Renassani, Santino Ferrucci, just naming a few decent, okay drivers. But he didn't do really that well. Unfortunately, he didn't do that well. And again, he'll compete in the British Formula 3 Championship, only compete in 3 races, so not really a lot to walk home about or talk about. But he would somehow move up to the GP2 series midway through in 2015. So, okay, but in the races that he did race, he only raced in about 10 races. He didn't finish above 15th, and that was at Bahrain. He didn't finish with any points, but it was only 8 races, so there was not a lot to talk about. And the team he was with really wasn't that good of a team. He was with Carlin though again, and his teammates didn't do a lot better, but it wasn't really a great way. So somehow he got off to GP2, and he would also race in the Formula Renault 3.5 series, finished 19th. So again, not good. He competed in the Asian Le Mans series for 2 races, LMP2, finished 3rd. So in 2 races, he got 2 wins and one pole, and finished with 51 points. I will give him credit to that, because that was pretty decent. I will give him to that. 26 and 25 points in just 2 races. Really good. And then in 2016, he would stay in GP2, finished not good, 5th. It wasn't that bad of a season. Compared to the last season, finished 15th, 24 points, highest being at Baku with a 7th. And other than that, though, his highest being at the Red Bull Ring in a 2nd place. But 15th, Giovinazzi finished 2nd. Pierre Gasly won the title. You got Giovinazzi, former F1 driver who probably not a lot of people talk about, Sergei Sorokin, Artem Markelov, Luca Giotto, Norman Nato, Rafael Marcello, Mitch Evans, Nobuhiro Matsushita, some just good drivers who finished ahead of him. So didn't really help his standings. Latifi also was in there. Actually finished in 16th below him. So Sean Galael wasn't a great 2016, but better than the last year. He had 1 race in Le Mans LMP2, finished 24th. Wasn't really great, only 10 points. So yeah, and they also competed in the World Endurance Championship for 3 races, finished 12, 40 points, got a podium. So, I can't say that's bad. And in 2017, he somehow got a test drive with Scuderia Toro Rosso, which was just stupid, really. There were a lot of better drivers who deserved a test drive with an F1 team, and like it definitely should have been Sean, but he used opportunity in F2 in 2017 by finishing 15th. So again, didn't do well really, and it just wasn't a really good year. Like most of the years, it wasn't good. He'll be with Norman Nato for that year at Arden, and his year at Arden, I mean, he finished 15th. I mean, he got a P5 and P6 at Monza, but other than that, it just he only finished with 17 points, lower than last year. On Nato finished. To be fair, Norman didn't do like a lot better. I mean, Norman didn't do that well either. So yeah, I mean, Norman Nato finished ninth. So it was you got to win though, just showing that the car was good, but he wasn't really able to like deliver like he did. So I can't really say that he had a good season. So unfortunately, 2017 got a test drive, didn't do well. 2018 he'll move to Prema away from Arden. He could again be a test drive. He'd be partnering Nick DeVries for 2018. And this grid was stacked. You got George Russell, Lando Norris, Alex Albon, Nick DeVries, Markelov, then you come up instead of Kamara, Giotto, Latifi, Jack Aitken. But Sean finished 15th and all that. I mean, 15th. I mean, to be fair, that grid was stacked, but he didn't really do good. He got a P2 at Monaco. I will give him that. Around Monaco, getting a P2 is very decent. But while Giovinazzi was also being a test drive for Sauber, and he did a race in 2017, 2 races with Sauber, he wasn't really doing a lot. Other than getting a P2, it wasn't really that nice, like, of a season. Only 29 points. And 2018 again would be a test driver. Had free practice outings, but nothing really that special. And then 2019, he was up to against Mick Schumacher, and you might say, oh, he's Schumacher, he must be great. Well, Schumacher was a rookie. And he won a race at Hungary, finished 53 points in 12th. Sean, who had probably, this would be his 5th season in the game, finished 17th, 15 points, his highest being P6 at Baku, while Schumacher won a race in the Primo, which wasn't that great that year. And it just wasn't great. It really was not good that season, mainly because, he had the chance of showing that he was good by beating Schumacher, but he didn't. He basically got slapped up by Schumi, and that really did not, it didn't show that he should be a test driver for Toro Rosso. And when, in 2020, when the team was rebranded, he would not be a test driver for Toro Rosso, for AlphaTauri now. And then in 2020, he competed in the F2 Championship. But like I said before, what happened was that he got an injury, and unfortunately at Spain, he did not start the race because of a bad injury at the last race. So after Spain, he was recovering from a back injury, which he sustained. He did come back for the final few races at Bahrain, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to recover in time enough for the race, for the rest of the season. And also, Dams didn't even keep him on for 2020. He moved to Dams in 2020. But now, how has he done since leaving F2? And to be honest, he's actually done really well. In 2021, he competed in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. He finished 2nd. I mean, good. That's very good. That's what we want to see from Sean. And then, he also competed in the Asian Le Mans Series LMP2 in 4 races, finished 2nd, 78 points, 3 podiums. I gotta say, that's pretty good. He also competed in the World Endurance Championship for 6 races, got 5 podiums, yes, 2 poles, didn't win, finished 2nd though, 131 points. I'll give it to him. Very good season. And then he also competed 1 race in the European Le Mans Series, but it didn't really go that well. But 2022, he started off brilliantly. He's currently leading the 2022 FIA World Endurance Championship with his team WRT. And, he's currently leading the championship with 52 points, along with his 2 teammates, Rene Rast and Robin Fringes. And they all finished 2nd, and Sebring, and then they count the points as a team, so they all would be leading because all the teams leading. So they finished second, and then they finished first. I mean, he's doing a great job, and the team is doing a great job. So yeah, and he is currently actually the reserve driver in 2022 for AlphaTauri. So could we see a return to Sean for 2022? No. Unfortunately, a chance of him getting into F1 would be very slim. Mainly because back when Bernie Ecclestone used to be in F1, you could actually negotiate with him to get into F1. Now the Liberty Media need a required 40 super license points to get into F1. He doesn't have 40, so he needs to have 40 to get into F1, and he doesn't. So the chance of him getting into F1, I mean, he'll have to be in F2 again, and we don't want to go back to F2. So I don't see him getting back into F1, but if he did get back into F1, then I would be happy. And like, I'm going to look at it now, how many super license points he does have. So, I mean, he might have a chance, but, like, it would be pretty slim for him to get a chance. And considering that how bad it went in F2, unfortunately, I don't see it happening, at least now. Like, maybe in the future he could get back. He is with AlphaTauri as a reserve driver, but getting back into F1, it would only really getting back into like at F2 or really trying to get into F1. In my opinion, wouldn't really help him. Like, just stay what he's doing. He's more of a good GT guy, as we have seen. So what happens to Sean Galael? He's picking it up. He's doing well, in my opinion. He's done very well so far. So keep it up, Sean, and I hope you can do well. I hope you guys like this video of like an F2 driver who just didn't like kind of work. So hope you like this video, and I hope you guys want to see more of just like some former F2 drivers. So I'll see you guys next time. See ya.